Hi everyone. I complain all the time about the state of politics in the UK. And it's true that it has been terrible for the last, however long I can remember, certainly since '79. But I do say to people, and I do like to remind people that it's not as bad as America. It's not nearly as bad as America. And just to prove how bad it is, and just to prove that the politicians in America just never learn their lessons, or rather refuse to learn their lessons, Michelle Obama did a speech yesterday in Las Vegas. Just take a look at what she said in this speech. I'm just going to play about a minute of this. Just take a listen to what she said.
There are still millions of people who think that voting isn't relevant to their lives. Or they think that voting won't make a difference. Or they think the system is rigged, so why bother? Or maybe they feel overwhelmed, like the issues are too complicated and that politics is just too ugly. So they just don't want to get involved. Some folks are real busy, They're like, hey, I got so much going on. I'm just trying to get my kids to daycare, trying to get to work, maybe get some sleep. They just feel like they don't have time for anything else in their lives. And trust me, I get it. I get being busy. And I definitely get feeling frustrated. Because believe me, I am frustrated too. I am sick of all the chaos and the nastiness of our politics. It's exhausting. And frankly, it's depressing. So I understand wanting to shut it all out and just go on and just try to live your life, take care of your family in peace. But here's the problem. While some folks are frustrated and tuned out and staying home on election day, trust me, other folks are showing up. Democracy continues with or without you. They're voting in every election, from city council to governor to president, because the folks who are voting know the impact that the leaders that they pick can have on every single part of our lives.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. She says that's the problem. No, Michelle Obama, this is the problem, okay? The problem is your husband was elected in 2008 on a big wave of hope and change. I was there in 2008. I remember it. I remember people being excited about Obama coming in with his hope and change message, and this man who's so eloquent and so, had so much gravitas and he excited people. And what happened? What did he give them? Nothing. That's the problem. People who lost their houses in 2000, she was talking about frustration there. I know it's frustrating. Well, you say she says it's frustrating, and she knows the frustration. Imagine how frustrated you would feel if you lost your house as a result of the 2008 financial crisis, after watching these bankers rig the system, and then watch none of these bankers see any ramifications of it. None of them went to prison. And then saw all the money injected back into the economy go straight up to the 1%, while the working class people, the people that her husband was meant to represent, the people that voted for her husband in a landslide in 2008, they got thrown overboard and forgotten about. Imagine how frustrated that is. And she was talking now about people thinking that it makes no difference if they vote, that it's a rigged system. I've got news for you, Michelle. It is. It is a rigged system. Because this is a common theme in America with Democrats, with corporate Democrats like her and her husband. They blame voters for not voting for them. You must vote for us. You must get out and vote. I know it's frustrating, but you must get out and vote for us. Here's the thing. What are they voting for? If they come out and they do vote for you, what are they voting for? Have you given them any reason to come out and vote for you? Is there anything in your platform? I see the excitement over here with Jeremy Corbyn because he's offering people something. He's offering people a living wage. He's offering people building council houses. He's offering people worker co-ops. The list goes on. It excites people. It's policy that excites people. Why? Because policy affects people's lives. And this is something that either Michelle Obama has no clue about because they live in a different world, or they're being disingenuous there by coming out and blaming these people for not voting for them and saying, I feel your pain. No, you don't. You haven't got a clue about their pain. I do. I know their pain. I know people. Some of my good friends in America who have contracted cancer, have got insurance through their employer, and have still had to go on GoFundMe and raise £6,000 or $6,000 because their insurance didn't cover, or there was deductibles or something like that. $6,000, and he's got insurance, and he had to go on GoFundMe to raise that. Why aren't they offering single payer? Why aren't they offering their own version of the NHS? Why aren't they offering Medicare for all? Why, if they came together and said, we support Medicare for all, I absolutely guarantee you this, they would wipe the floor with the Republicans from coast to coast. They would be winning in areas they had never won before, the Democrats. But they're not. Why? Because democracy is an illusion in America. There are two parties in America, and they are both the party of war. They are both the party of corruption. They are both the party of big business. They are both the party of tax cuts for the rich. I could go on and on and on and on. She's blaming voters there and shaming them and saying you've got to come out and vote for us without actually giving them anything to vote for. She also said this. I've highlighted it here. It's from CNN. She also said this. While stressing the importance of voting to attendees, Michelle Obama said Sunday that the way to get qualified people into office was to vote. You know, we saw that happen. We experienced that when we had a great president. But every couple of years, folks set out and said, well, I did my part. I voted once. I'm done. I'm out, she said. And I'm just telling you that democracy doesn't work that way. Well, I'm telling you, Obama, your husband wasn't a great president. He wasn't. Because he offered a lot and never followed through with it. He offered Medicare for all, gave them Romneycare, gave them, the corporations a pass and let them carry on price gouging and making people, even when they have insurance, they have to go on to GoFundMe to pay for their life-saving cancer treatment. The Democrats don't offer anything. That's why they stopped voting for her. That's why every 2 years the vote for Obama went down and down and down and down. That's why they lost the House. That's why they lost the Senate. That's why they lost the Supreme Court. And that's why they lost the election to a reality TV star. That's why. They don't offer anything to the voters. And then when the voters don't come out, they blame them. Is it any wonder that people think it makes no difference whether I vote or not? Whoever gets in, they're still going to screw me. Is it any wonder that people think it's rigged when you've got 200,000 voters just vanishing on New York City 2 years on the trot? Is it any wonder? Michelle Obama, you are sadly mistaken if you honestly think that America is still a democracy, because it's not. It's an oligarchy, And the people know it. And the people know, no matter which party they vote for at the moment, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect them. It's not going to affect them one way or the other. And that's why they've given up. And that's why they've checked out. And it was her husband that was to blame for it. How else do you explain the fact that under his watch, the Democrats lost over 1,000 seats? Over 1,000 in 8 years. If he was such a great president, how did that happen? So if you're in the UK, I understand you're frustrated, and you have been frustrated with politics for a long time. I have too. But at least we have got a light at the end of the tunnel. In America, I just don't see it. And the fact that Michelle Obama there is again voter shaming, it really does break my heart, because I've got friends in America who are really struggling with their lives. And the Democrats are offering them nothing in return. Nothing at all. They're not offering them Medicare for all. They're not offering them a living wage. They're not offering them free college. They're not offering them a Green New Deal. They're not offering them anything that will change their lives for the better, other than saying, vote for us. We're not that guy. That doesn't win votes, Obama. You should know that by now. And the fact you don't just tells me one thing and one thing only. You're not the saviour. You're actually the problem. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below. Independent media voices like mine are being centred across all social media platforms, so please share my videos everywhere you can to spread the word. If you can, please become a patron. The link is below as well. $1, $2, $5 a month, whatever you can afford. It really helps. I cannot do this without your support. Thanks very much for your support. Until next time, peace and take care.